Hello guys, hope your week is faring on well. Today I want us to discuss about 5 ways to solve cash flow problems in your startup. 5 ways to solve cash flow problems in your startup. You see, you need money as a startup. This is because money is the lifeblood of any business. I read a recent study that showed when babies are born, they usually have half a liter of blood. That is equivalent to like 1 cup of blood. And that is the same way with most startups. When you are starting out, you'll find that you have so limited amount of money because you are still young. All you have is the initial capital that you invested into your business. And so it is very important for you to know how to handle money and how to solve any problems that arise because of money. And from my personal experience, I've realized that in business, sooner or later, money is going to become a problem. And when it hits really hard because sometimes it inhibits the important things that you're supposed to do. Things like rolling out new products, hiring key staff, maybe getting equipments. So you need to know, how do I solve this money problem? How do I solve cash flow problems in my business? The first way to solve cash flow problems in your startup is prioritize sales activities. Prioritize sales activities. This is because sales solves all cash flow problems in a business. And do this by allocating more resources to your sales and marketing activities. Don't solely depend on word of mouth. I think I've come to learn that putting products on the shelf is not enough. You need to devise a way of how to sell them. They'll expire on your shelf if you don't devise a way to sell them. And since you're a startup and you don't have much resources, try and leverage on the cheaper platforms or using media that it's not that expensive. Try use things like social media, use things like email marketing, things like SEO. So try and leverage on those marketing platforms that are cheaper compared to these ones that are expensive. Things like billboards, TV commercials, those ones are too expensive if you are starting out. But always prioritize on sales, because when you sell, you get at least money that you can use it to cater for the expenses that arise. The second thing, or the second way to solve cash flow problems in your business is renegotiate terms and contracts. Renegotiate terms and contracts. Ask your suppliers, your contractors, your service providers, ask them maybe for extended payment plans. You can even go ahead and ask for credit plans. And what I've come to learn for credit limits and credit plans, it is better to do this when you are registered. And even it's an advantage if you have a physical presence. From my experience, when we are starting JDC Health Store, at first we started online, and I realized most suppliers were skeptical about giving us credit because they didn't know where to find us in case of anything. But once we opened a physical shop, it has become easy for them to give us credit plans. It has become easy for them to give us payment plans. So try to renegotiate terms with your suppliers, renegotiate terms with your credit, with your service providers. And it's easier when you are registered and you have a physical presence. The third way to solve cash flow problems is separate business money from personal money. Separate business money from personal money. I think this is where I struggle so much myself. You see, money requires logic, and we human beings are not logical beings. We are emotional beings. And if you don't put systems and structures to separate your business money from your personal money, you will find that you'll have so many problems. Because at times, you'll get family problems that you have to settle, but you don't have your personal money, there's the business money. So you go ahead and remove the business money. But what you don't know, you are killing the business by doing that. So it's good when you are young, separate business money and personal money. And if you have to depend on that business from when it's still young, try and have a salary, or you can have commission if it's still very difficult to have a salary. Because when you do this, it will be easy for you to know how much money can you spend and how much money can you not spend. You see, in my experience working as an accountant, I remember sometimes you to give clients extended payment plans. So we supply you goods on consignment. You have to pay maybe after 3 months. And what most of these people did, since they didn't separate business money from personal money, after a while they sell the goods, they have money, and they think it's their money. So what they go ahead and do, they use that money in their personal things. You'll find that is the time somebody changes their neighborhoods, that is the time somebody upgrades their car, and then after the 3 months, when we come asking for the money, they don't have anything to pay. So it becomes a problem. After a while, they close shop. The fourth way to solve cash flow problems in your startup is have monthly budgets. Have monthly budgets. You see, any plan is better than no plan. When you have monthly budgets, they help you anticipate what is coming. And monthly budgets also help you cut unnecessary expenses. So at least you'll know what is coming. Is it rent? Is it payment to a supplier? Is it salaries? It is very good to have budgets so that in your mind, you know what is coming. And another thing, assuming it's end month, you don't have rent to pay for your shop, and you had put it down on your budget. This is another thing I tell entrepreneurs: your mouth is your biggest asset. Talk to that landlord, talk to the suppliers. When the time has come for you to pay and you don't have the resources, don't keep quiet. Face it and just go and talk. When you negotiate, you'll find that people understand these things, because one way or another, maybe they pass through the same condition. If you keep quiet, that is when they create problems. But if you go and talk, tell the landlord, I cannot pay at this and this time, give me more 10 days. Go and talk to your supplier, please extend my credit limit. You'll find that people listen, but only if you talk and convince them. The fifth and the last way to solve cash flow challenges in your startup is offer startup equity. Offer startup equity. What I mean by this is you give a percentage of your business to either investors so that they can put in money, or to employees so that they can put in the expertise. For example, if you are starting an engineering firm and you don't have enough resources to pay a professional engineer, you come and tell them maybe to take 20% of the company so that they can bring in their expertise. And always administer this after you've dealt with the other 4 ways to solve the cash flow challenges. And another thing, don't be too possessive with the business idea. This is one thing that most entrepreneurs suffer with. A business idea is just a vehicle for you to carry out a certain mandate. So don't be too possessive. Don't feel like this is my business idea, I cannot give it away. Because you'll find, consider it as a big pie. When it's full and you own 100% of it, maybe it's equivalent to 500k. But when you give it, you give 50%, you'll find that it will be equivalent to 10 million. So you find you own 50%, but it is equivalent to 5 million. Rather than owning the whole 100% and it's equivalent to 500k. So this is another way you can do. Offer equity to investors, offer equity to employees, offer equity to your co-founders. So these are the 5 ways to solve cash flow problems in your business. If you've got more, please let me know at the comment section.